The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. And up, and away. I had 3 emails over the long weekend about how high can the market go, as high as it wants to go. All I know, folks, is this is not all being caused by the Federal Reserve. In my opinion, there's buying coming in here. From what area, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but it's buying, so you can't stand in front of it. You know, that's basically what you're looking at. So we'll cover that in a little bit later. Today, we're going to have Norm Winsky as our guest. Tomorrow will be Bill Meridian, Cycles Research, Vienna, Austria. 28th, we have an open date. Hopefully, we'll get Jerome Powell in there. And then on Friday, we have Andy Panjoli from the Foundation from the Study of Cycles in the United Kingdom. So that's what we're looking at. We're going to take a look at the two stocks that we look at, or indices we look at overnight. Of course, the first being the German DAX, and as you can see, it is completing a little 3-drive to a top pattern. And if we look at the FTSE, you'll also see that we're also, all these markets are very strong today. They started strong Sunday night, which was a tip-off that they certainly wanted to go higher, because if they didn't hold that level that we made on Friday, they were destined to go higher, and that is, in fact, what we've done. We've had a pretty good run here. I'll cover that in just a little bit, but I wanted to mention to you, some of you folks have been out here to visit me and Sarah over the years, and you'll always look at that oil painting behind the desk over the fireplace. Was done by Elsie Darneal. Her husband passed away over the weekend in Westlake Village. I had met him when I first started to work for Eli Lilly in 1965. And at Lilly at that time, they had one of the managers, sort of look over your shoulder like a mentor. And Jack was my mentor for many years, and we became friends through the years. And then the reason why I'm bringing this up is I got a phone call from his son, Jack had 3 children. Lisa passed away of brain cancer when she was 28, and Richard passed away of, I think, esophageal cancer when he was about 30. And so John is the only one that was left, and he was the youngest, and I don't even remember him at all. So he called and he said, "Do you remember me?" And I said, "Well, of course." I said, "I remember you, little guy, 5 years old, but your mom and dad were very close to me." She said, "Yeah, I know." He said, "We used to talk about you at dinner and stuff." And I said, what can I help you with?" And he said, "Well, I was going through my dad's stuff in the safety deposit box, and he said, I found a group of coins." He said, "There's 143 gold coins, and they're very large, and I think they're Mexicans." I said, "Yes." I said, "Those are Mexican pesos." And he said, there was a note there. It said Larry Pesavento, and it said March 1972. And I said, "Yes, that's correct." I said, "Did you find the other note?" And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "There should be another note that says those coins are Larry's, and you should hold them for him." And he said, "No." He said, there was no note there, but if that's what my dad wanted, that's what we'll do." And I realized I didn't know this kid very much to joke about it, but I said, "No." And I said, "No, John." I said, "Your dad bought those in 1972. They're Mexican pesos, and they're 50 peso, and they are all pure gold. They're absolutely beautiful coins, but they're 1.25 ounce of gold, so they're a lot more the gold. There's a lot more in it." And he says, "Well, how much are they worth?" And I said, I calculated it real quickly. I said, roughly about $360,000. He said, "What?" And I said, "Yep, $360,000. And I said, "They're also in that safety deposit box. There should be about 100 silver dollars." And he said, yes. He said, there's 100 silver dollars. And I said, well, those are worth a great deal of money, too, because those are, I think they're 1882 Carson City mints. And the Carson City Mint. And he said, yes, that's exactly what they are. And he said, they're all very beautiful. I said, yes, they're all uncirculated. I said, they've never been touched by human hands. And I told him, I said, those coins came out of the Laverne Redfield collection. Because when I was at Drexel in 76, Jack was one of my customers there, and he wanted to buy some. And so he bought those coins at $50 a piece, which was a lot of money, back in those days. And now those coins are worth just about $550 each. So there's another $55,000 that he had. So anyway, nice fellow, had a rough life, but great guy. I just had a lot of funny stories with him, but it was nice to hear from his kids. So it was good. So he's going to be a happy camper. I told him, I said, your biggest problem now, I said, remember, you don't remember this. I said, but in 1972, we were not allowed to own gold. And I said, we bought Mexican gold because your mother, Elsie, liked those, the artistic nature of those coins. They're just absolutely beautiful. And I said, we bought Mexican gold, to get around the law. And I said, what you have to do now is to make sure that you pay all your taxes on this. I said, because I have to fill out a lot of papers, and, we got to, track all this stuff down and make sure they're legitimate and everything. And I told him, I said, I'd be really happy to help you fill out those papers to make sure that we get those papers filled out correctly. And then I told him who to call this week to if he wanted to sell them. And I said, go through this gentleman, because that's who we bought him through. We bought him through American Coin with Leroy Linhart. Anyway, let's move on to these markets here and see what's going on. Okay, here's my 2 cents worth, folks. We had something interesting happen last night. It may not mean anything. I don't know. This is the NASDAQ. We'll get this up here and take a quick look at it. This has been the strongest of all the markets. This is where we were last night. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. We hit that level of 96.08, I believe, and we sold off about 60 handles. And now we've made new highs in the S&P and new highs in the Dow Jones, but the NASDAQ has not done it. It's still quite a bit lower. Maybe that means something or not, I don't know, but that is a 3 drive to a top pattern. The little cycles on the bottom are basically showing the up and down cycles. In other words, this is a daily chart, so it's like 7 days up, 3 days down, 7 days up, 3 days down, 7 days up, and here we are coming into the 26th. So again, the day after the holiday was a very, very bullish day. And then, of course, after the market that we're having this morning is still quite very, very bullish, too. So we're going to see what happens, what's going on. Yes, Mr. Z, that's right. That was a long time ago. Well, it's one thing. That's one thing about old age. You get to keep a lot of friends, the ones that can make it. And so far, quite a few of them have, but we lost quite a few this past year. But we'll keep moving on, as they say. Stay on that green side of the grass. And stay away from those open graves. That's the key thing when you're moving along these into the 8th furlong. Okay, let's take a quick look here at one other thing that what I think we need to talk about, and that comes from a friend across the pond over in the UK. And he's talking about Bitcoin. And if you notice here that we've had this big run up in Bitcoin, we've been in this 10-day consolidation in here. And you'll notice here that he's marked that level of 7,900, folks. Watch 7,900 in the Bitcoin. And the reason why is that's going to be a 382 retracement, and that could be a really good buying opportunity. So pay attention to that one if you're interested in cryptos. 877-927-6648.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, I posted a chart from our friend Mike up in Canada, and you'll notice here that we have a breakout. You can see these channels, and we could easily see another 200 points. Hey, we could see new highs in these things. Who knows where they're going to go? I mean, there's a lot of buying coming in, and I know the Federal Reserve is out there doing their thing, but it's still moving higher. So you got to pay attention to it. Also, that bond market does not look very good. We've been bearish on bonds for quite a while, and they're really starting to look pretty sick. They're down just a tad below the 61% retracement now, below that 179 level. So it's very important they stay above 177, because below 177 sets up a 171 target. So that's a big sell-off in bonds if, in fact, we get it. So I guess the money can't all go into stocks. Some of it has to go into bonds. So we'll do one thing at a time as we look at some of these things unfolding. Now, we've had a question about the euro. I'll bring this up so we can take a quick look at it. This is a monthly chart, a weekly chart, because it's been in this really tight trading range between 110 and 108 for just about 6.5 weeks now. So we're probably getting ready to break out of this channel here that we have. My assumption is that since on this last rally, all we could do was to make a 382 retracement up there at that 114 and change. We came all the way down to 106, and we've been in this really tight trading range now for it's been 8 weeks actually, and today we're up a little bit. We're up about 109.60, but I believe there's a lot of resistance will come in around 111, and we're still heading down towards that 94 level in the euro. So that'll be an interesting one to pay attention to. We're also having some pretty good strength here in the British pound, not unexpected because there was a lot of support coming in on that British pound. Let's see if we can get that up there to show you folks to take a look at it. Here we go, and it's up quite a bit. It's up about 150 pips today, which is pretty good. And again, here's another one that will have some considerable resistance up there at that 126 level. But that's what we're looking. We're just watching these numbers pulling back, folks. That's all we're looking. Yes, that's a nice Gartley. You're absolutely correct, Marshall. And the reason, folks, I don't look at the news. I don't understand it. You already know that. I don't have to give you that description anymore. But I look at the charts, and if things are going up, even though the news is so bad about the stock market. I mean, look at this thing's climbing a wall of worry. Look, over the night we had this thing happen in China with Hong Kong slamming down, and then some other things that were going on. I mean, this market just keeps going up, and it's not just the Federal Reserve, folks. Somebody else is buying that stuff. The Fed is a big factor in it, but it's not just the Fed because they're not there all night long. All it did was uptick all night long. And so you got to pay close attention to that. So that's really what we're looking at. So we'll look at, I don't know if it's insiders, it could be anything, but the volume is way down, of course, but and industries, like the airlines and stuff are getting hammered, but the tech stocks are acting, very, very bullish. Look at the NASDAQ, for heaven's sakes. It's within I think it's within 200 points of an all-time high. And that's, mainly with the Microsoft and Apple and all that other stuff. So trade what you see, not what you think. That'll keep you from making some silly mistakes. I've tried to live by that. Sometimes I don't. And that's usually when I get spanked, and I certainly don't like to be spanked. All right, let's move on here to something else that I wanted to mention to you. Let me get the chart up so we can take a quick look at it. And that is a chart from our friend over at Wellington Capital, Bert Dolman. And you'll notice here, this is a chart showing the value line index compared to the broad market. You can see the value line index, which has a very strong weighting, almost as good as the S&P 500, Bert points out. And yet, look at it, it's just pointing down. Now, it won't be pointing down today. It'll have a little bit of an up day, but overall, it's been under a great deal of pressure. So that's telling you that the broad market isn't doing nearly as well as the overall market. And if we look at one other part of that, which is just a second here so I can get it up here, which is oh dear, where is it? Shucks, I can't find it. This is not good. Well, this is just not good. Hold on. There it is. Here it is. New York Stock Exchange Index. You'll see here that the New York Stock Exchange Index is doing the same thing. We haven't even taken out the highs of April yet, but they're going to be strong today. But those are just showing you that the overall broad market is not participating in this, but that doesn't make any difference. It's still going up. So it's important to remember this as you're looking at these things that you go through each time. I've had several requests to talk about the futures markets. Folks, there's one that I'm really watching long term, and that is the December soybean meal. It's down it's trading for about $292 a ton right now, and that's going to be that'll be the new crop stuff that they're going to be growing that stuff pretty soon. So that'll be an interesting one. I've never went through a crop where we didn't have at least one scare, but with all the news that's out there, with China and everything else, and if you believe 10% of it, which I don't believe any of it, you never know what's going to happen. So follow the charts. I'm waiting for the slightest pattern to tell me that this has got a really good chance, and I'll be watching that one very closely, much like I did with corn, and yet the corn didn't work out. So that farming business we went on, and now we're going to wait to see the soybean meal. Soybean oil worked out okay. That moved up about $900, but the meal hasn't done anything yet, so we're waiting to put a buy in on that. Once we get a pretty good indication of, I think I can show you the beginning of that, and then we'll follow it through here, especially for the 24/7 folks, because we've been watching some of these and they've done relatively well for us. But you'll notice here that we are very, very close here to three drive to a bottom pattern in the meal down here at this 1.618 level. So we're waiting to see if that's going to retest very, very shortly, and we'll pay very close attention to it to see if we can get an entry that is not going to cost an arm and a leg. That's the main thing. Let's double check the markets here. They're probably smoking to the upside. It's interesting, folks. The markets, well, the NASDAQ has come back about 20 points about halfway back, which is a little better. The S&P is still trading up around that 30-20 level, and the Dow Jones is up about 600 points. So it's very interesting to watch these unfold as they go through today. Okay, we're going to have a guest at our break here. It's going to be Mr. Norm Winsky from the Astro Trends out of Florida. And we'll have a chance to listen to what Norm has to say. He usually has some very good things to look at. I just want to leave you with one, a very important one that I've showed you before, and that's how the Federal Reserve is pumping money into these markets. You know, it's like nothing we've ever seen before, folks. You can see that green line, what happened in 2008 and what happened in 2012, and look what's happened now. We're at $7 trillion. Boy, that's a lot of money. You know, back in 2008, we were $1 trillion, and $1 trillion is a lot. 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento watches the markets 24/7, and now is a great time to try out his daily trading service, Fibonacci 24/7. Larry publishes videos and charts for subscribers throughout the week when warranted, and every weekend he puts out a thorough report covering worldwide markets, futures, commodities, and currencies with Fibonacci retracement levels, possible trading setups and zones, and stops and targets for all recommendations included. Larry applies the principles he's developed over decades of trading while analyzing a variety of markets for subscribers. To see for yourself the types of videos, charts, and analysis that Larry provides for his subscribers, sign up for Fibonacci 24/7 today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. You'll also gain instant access to Larry's archived subscriber webinar from earlier this year. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today. If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we have Norm Winsky of Astro Trends out of Florida on the line. Norm, how are you today?
Great, Larry. Thanks for having me on your show.
You bet, my friend. What would you like to start with today?
All right. Well, I have my notes on the screen. Hopefully everybody can see them. And going to review what we did the last time I was on. I was on May 6th. We had a whole bunch of stuff going on right around there. And I think it's tremendously educational to review what happened, how it all came out. And if you didn't catch that, you can take a screenshot right now. I have everything on the screen right now. And that'll be the guide. And we'll be going through the charts mostly alphabetically. And I give you the time when to look at a market. And then we'll be looking for about 75% of the time for that market to reverse if it's at some extreme. If it's going sideways, we don't do anything. So if it's going up, we look to sell it. If it's going down, we look to buy it, and we'll see how that worked out. We were right near the next day was the night of the 6th was a full moon. Just a quick overview here of some of my points. Planets at zero latitude, that's a big deal. That's a very powerful point. The planets go round and around like horses on a carousel, and they also go up and down. When they get to the middle of the up and down, that's it's called the ecliptic. That's the ecliptic point, and that's zero latitude, and that's a powerful point. And also when planets stop to go direct or retrograde, that's the other top-notch powerful point. All right, so we had the full moon. We had Mercury hit perihelion. What's that? If you know a little Greek, I used to know a little Greek down the street. Perihelion is from the Greek for close to Helios is the sun. So that's an 88-day cycle around the sun. That's when it gets the closest point. That was the night of the weekend of the 8th. We had a point to the U.S. natal chart with Uranus to the U.S. natal chart. As we take a snapshot of the planets at the moment that something began, like when Larry was born or the U.S. was founded, that was about the same time, right, Larry? About the same time.
Yes, that's right, 1776. That was me.
There you go, July the 4th. You're July 28, right? July 28, right? There you go. Just a little bit after the 4th of July. All right, and then we had Saturn turn retrograde on the 8th. That weekend, and then we had another. That was like a cluster there over the 8th weekend, and then it started up again the Tuesday night with a geocentric Mars entering Pisces, and that Pisces is oil, and Mars is the energizer planet, and then we had also had Venus turning retrograde, and we had the night of the 13th, Jupiter turning retrograde. And then we had a big, what we call aspect angle, Uranus making a 90-degree angle to the U.S. natal. So let's see how that all went. There's your cattle, Venus turning retrograde there on the night of the 12th. And there you go. You made a nice 1 to 2 day high there on the cattle with the green arrow. Green is good. That means you had a chance to make money. In a little while, you'll see some red ones where it missed. It will miss. Believe it or not, Larry, it's not perfect. I know it's shocking, but there you go. Here's cocoa. See cocoa, where our point there for the cocoa was. Oh, yeah, the full moon was in Scorpio, and Scorpio is cocoa, hogs, and bonds. So there you go. You're we're looking to trade on the opening when we're overnight, and the low bar that was the day before, so you weren't buying too far off the low there. Here's the coffee was one of my best ones. Coffee, you're selling right there near the high. On the opening of the overnight, you had Saturn is the ruling planet for coffee. It turned retrograde over the weekend of the 8th, and the morning, the Monday morning, the 11th. You had the chance to sell there on the opening near the highs, and then we went down, down, down. And the ruling sign for coffee is Capricorn. And on the night of the 13th, early morning 14th, Jupiter went retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. And you see there's the high, there's the low. Not bad. Here's copper. Saturn went retrograde on the weekend of the 8th in Aquarius. And Aquarius is a co-ruling sign for copper. And there you're selling near the high. And then we had Venus as a co-ruler planet for copper. And there you're near the low. You're 1 day ahead of the low there, not too far off the low. Here's your corn. Capricorn, the grains dance to the moon and Mercury, and that was just so long there. You had a chance to make a tiny bit of money there on the night of the morning of the 5th, and then it came back down for a better low on the full moon, and then we went up into Mercury perihelion on the weekend of the 8th, and then you sold near a high. Here's your cocoa. Again, cotton. Venus is the ruling planet for cotton, and you can see that was you had a nice 1 to 2 day high there for the cotton. Gold did pretty well. You had the full moon there was a nice low. You popped up came back for a retest low on the gold was the perihelion, because it was close to the sun, and the sun is the ruling body for gold. It's bright golden and glittery, like gold. And there you go. So there's a retest low, and then it is off to the races for the gold. Here's the hogs. There you go. Scorpio, full moon of Scorpio. Not too bad there. You're selling near the high on the hogs. Here's your oats. Oats, you had a high there on the Mercury point there the night of the 4th, so you had a little top there. Then we made a low on the full moon, and then we had a miss over the weekend of the 8th, and then it was going sideways where we do nothing right there with Jupiter turning retrograde. There you go. These green boxes were for over the weekend here. We had the new moon, new moon on late Friday afternoon. So that's like an open window. All these charts were done on Friday night, Here is oil, crude oil. It was kind of going sideways in a wedgy triangle pattern here, and we came to our big day there with on the night of the 12th, morning of the 13th, when Mars entered Pisces. Pisces is oil. Mars energizing it. And so usually we wouldn't do anything, but the Mars is going into this consolidation here, and you will be looking for a breakout. And it broke out on the 14th, and then it was off to the races for oil. There we go. Here's beans. Beans, Mercury point there did not work out. Went down lower for the full moon. That worked out well, and then you went up for the beans. Here's my guide here. Oh, yeah. Mercury perihelion was the top on the weekend of the 8th. Here's your S&P. Had a lot, as stock market is the big basket, everything. It potentially responds to all these points, and whereas the commodities only respond to certain things. And there you had a high here on the Mercury point. We had a miss here on the the stock market was a full moon, I guess. And then it was a full moon. We missed. Nothing happened there. And then we had a big cluster over the 8th weekend. And then you see there you were near a high there on Monday, and then we came down. We were too early on the Venus retrograde, one by 1 day, and then the next day when Jupiter turned retrograde, and you also had Uranus to the U.S. chart. That was the low. Matter of fact, the exact low that day on the 14th was the moon was 90 degrees to the sun. We call that a quarter moon. That was at 10:04 a.m. in the morning, and the market bottom at 10:04 a.m.
We got to pay some bills, Norm. We got to pay some bills, Norm. Stay with us.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The Gold Report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, JDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL SPUU or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The Bull Bear Trading Hour with Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Next.
Okay, we're back, folks, with Norm Winsky, Astro Trends down in Florida. What do you see in the future, Norm?
Okay, well, let me just finish up here on the S&P. If you see the chart there, you can see we're mostly going sideways into the new moon, Friday's new moon. So it was, I did not know which way it would go. Obviously, over the weekend here, we broke out big time to the upside. You might want to just two possible resistance points. Doesn't mean that they'll stop there. Maybe stop to tip the hat, a little pause there. You got 30.25 as a square number. I think that's 55 squared, which is a Fibonacci number. And then 31.36 is the euro. You'll like this, Larry. I think that's 786 retracement of the whole down move, and also a square number of 56 squared. So those are two numbers you might want to jot down and just watch what happens there, right? Okay, and the S&P, I think, my experience is the S&P likes the 786 retracement better than the 618 retracement. Tends to go to 786 retracements more than it does 618 before it reverses as a significant reversal. All right, let's move on to sugar. We'll finish up on these charts. Here's the sugar. Venus is the ruling planet for sugar, and guess what? Right there was the Venus turning retrograde, and that was right near the low. Here's your T-bonds. Had a little trouble with the T-bonds. We made a low on the full moon in Scorpio, which is bonds. That was good. Came back down. We were a little bit early, and the volatility was such. Bonds were moving 2-3 handles in a day, and so we were a little early here. We had the right day, but if you bought on the opening, then you were probably too early, and if you didn't have a nice close stop, you could have got hit for a couple handles there, so that's not good. Same thing going here. We were going up into our next window, and just a little bit early, a day or so early on the selling at the top there. Here's the wheat. Mercury didn't do anything for the wheat. It just kind of went sideways. Then we got more sideways. So our next window on the full moon, I put a yellow window there. We're not doing anything. And then there's green. And then we had the over the weekend of the 8th, we had wheat. We had, Mercury perihelion. That did work. That worked nicely. That was a nice top in the wheat. Then we came down for the Venus retrograde, and we were a little early on the wheat for the Venus retrograde. With Venus retrograde, took another day or so for the wheat to top, and that was too much price action there, too much price movement to be considered a good risk. Okay, let's go to we're going to currency land now. I think you'll see that the currencies dance to the moon. Well, first we're going to do the U.S., which I have more points for the U.S. because it also involves the U.S. natal chart. So there you go. But there's your full moon there on the dollar. That nailed that high there. Then we had a point for the U.S. here over the weekend of the 8th, and that was a nice low there. And then you had the big point on the 14th, or on the 13th, 14th for the U.S., and that was a nice top there. And here's your other currencies. Just going to look at the full moon back on the 6th there, and there you go. It nailed the low in the Aussie dollar. It nailed the low in the Canadian dollar, and it nailed the low in the euro. And gee, I was an econ and finance major in college. They told me the central banks are running this stuff, but looking at this, you'd think the moon was running the things. Here's your Japanese yen. There you go. There we go. Right near the top there on the yen. Here's the Swiss. There's right near the low on the Swiss. It's all based on just on the moon, the full moon. Here's a quick sample of my day trading. Here's a day trading point. I thought I'd show you what happens with the U.S. natal chart. Actually works intraday on these tiny little points here when the moon comes around and triggers the U.S. natal chart at 2:39 p.m. on Friday. Let's go take a look at what happened. So we ran up. Here's 2:39, that high bar there. This is all Eastern time if you want to check it out yourself. And there you had that high bar there, and we had a unique price pattern that I looked for at these times, and there we go. We could have gone short there. It diddled for about 3 minutes. Then it started going down. We hit that minute. I give it about 7 minutes with the VIX at 30. I have a formula for how much time to wait. And then you could have got up potentially there and make it. I think it was about 4 3/4 handles there, and about how much time is that now? Through about 7 minutes. So that's not too bad, And here we go. So we had the full moon Friday afternoon, and there we go. And they're going to be watching financials, grains, and precious metals. And then the next window is at the end of the week. We have Neptune lining up with the U.S. natal moon, and that you'll want to watch stocks, T-bonds, and U.S. dollar. That was a very powerful point when it last occurred right around Labor Day last year, late August, early September. I think it was over the Labor Day weekend maybe. And here we go. So you can contact me and get free stuff. I'm offering a free day trading class, 45 minutes if you have a futures account. And there we go. And I also have a more advanced class for the swing trading. You learn possibly some astrology, which I just gave you away most of my secrets, And learn some astrology, some advanced Fibonacci, fractals, a little bit of Gann, all kinds of things. To share with you my 50 years of experience. I'm a former Chicago floor trader and looking forward to helping some of your folks. Larry, you got any comments or questions from the Tiger Den there?
Yes, we have 2 questions. One is, do you use the options market anymore, considering you were an option trader at one time?
Hardly ever.
And the reason for that was...
I'm like the retired chef who tells his friends don't eat out.
Okay. Now, second question is, how much of a time frame do you give on the full moon for it and new moons to take effect?
The full moon and new moon in the swing trading perspective, it's one plus or minus a day.
Plus or minus a day. Okay. Yeah. And one other question, you want to tell the folks how they can reach you, Norm?
Alrighty, at the bottom of page 9. We have all my contact information. You can call me. And by the way, if you call me or contact me, you'll be getting me. It's not a website. It's not a robot. It's not an assistant. You get me in person. So there you go. 239-594-3939 here in Naples, Florida, and Winscott. Embark with a root beer bark in the middle, BARQ, EMBARQMAIL.com. And you can call me on Skype at NWINSKI_1. So anyway, well, everybody have a great week ahead, and looking forward to helping. My classes are next week, so call me right away today, so we can get you on the list for the classes.
Norm, thanks for joining us, and we'll be talking to you again.
Thanks a lot, Larry. Have a great day.
You bet. Thank you, Norm. Norm Winsky of Astro Trends out of Naples, Florida. Okay, folks, we've got a break coming up, and when we get to that break, I do want to spend a second here talking to you about the gold market, because I think we're getting really close to one of the things that we were following, of course, over the weekend, and one of the trades that we liked was being short the gold. You can see here we have this beautiful 1-3-5 pattern forming, and that gives us a price objective of around 1,700. We're trading at 1,716 right now, so we're very, very close. 1,716 would be down $62 from the high, and that is also the harmonic number in gold, twice the harmonic number in gold. So we're looking at possibly 1,701 in the gold, but this is one that has been working out relatively well here. So we'll take a little break here. 877-927-6648.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools, as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we want to catch up with the rest of what's in the markets. We've got the Dow Jones leading the pack up today, folks. The NASDAQ broke quite a bit, rallied back a little. The S&Ps made new highs in this recovery run, backed off a tiny bit, and the Dow's up near the highs again. So the 30 stocks of the Dow are moving the index so far early this morning. Whether that continues for the rest of the day, we'll have to wait and see. On Thursday, we're going to have Shane Smolian will be our guest, Wolf Trader, and one of the things he's going to be talking to is about this copper chart. I'm going to get this up here, and we'll just see what it looks like. You'll notice here that how he puts these ABCD patterns in here, and what he does is that he relates these transits and stuff to the patterns. And as you can see here, that we've completed this pattern, and we're in getting close to a buy zone. It looks like in the copper. We'll let Shane tell us that when he comes on the show on Thursday to see how things are going. Marshall's asking when we're going to have Cy on again. Hopefully in about a week or so. He's working out of his home now like everyone else, and he's running a huge business out of that, and he's very, very busy because he doesn't have his usual staff right next to him. So when he does have a few minutes, he will come on. And if anything's really exciting, he certainly will let me know, and I'll let you folks know. But right now, with the things going on in China with the trade, who knows what's going on there? And in fact, look what gasoline is. I mean, look what crude oil's done, folks, from minus 37 to plus 35. I mean, in the midst when nobody's driving. Now the people are starting to move around. In Tucson, we're opening up today on Thursday. There are going to be more and more people. We're going to find out what's going to happen here in 2 weeks, because if a lot of people have died in 2 weeks, then that's telling us, yep, this is real. But if we don't have a lot of people dying, we'll have to reassess whether this thing is real or not. We still only had, in our family, we've only had one person that has had a bad reaction. Of course, that was Jim Twentyman's brother, Mark, and he's had a lot. He's had a cardiac stunt, and he's also a diabetic and a little overweight. But those are the things that are happening. Listen, we're going to be here tomorrow with Bill Meridian as our guest, 877-927-6648.